Hey, folks, welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. I'm your host, Lewis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. New Japan Cup USA is finished. We have a new. Start again. Hey, folks, welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. I am your host, Lewis Carlin. We're here right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thanks for joining me today. Just real quick, if you don't already subscribe to my YouTube channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We just hit 300 subscribers. Very, very thankful for that. As a matter of fact, I just got a new subscriber. I'm going to give that person a shout out right now. Let me pull up that person. Just subscribe. So Joe Hosak just subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, Joe. Joe Hosak has subscribed. Giving a big shout out there to you, Joe Hosak. Thank you very much for subscribing. If you don't already subscribe, we have lots of great content on the channel. Please consider hitting that subscribe button if you don't already do so. And if you do subscribe, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. New Japan Pro Wrestling, the New Japan Cup USA, the finals have come and gone. We have a new New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Champion, and it's Filthy Tom Lawlor. So Filthy Tom Lawlor defeats Brody King, and he becomes the new New Japan Pro Wrestling Openweight Champion and the winner of the New Japan Cup USA trophy. And this was one hell of a match. One hell of a main event between Tom Lawlor and Brody King. I mean, right off the bat, what they had to do, they had to make the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight title seem like an important title, and they did just that. They did just that in this match. The near falls, near submissions were just absolutely fantastic, just terrific. This match was worked so well. Tom Lawlor going after the bigger Brody King, going after his leg, going after his hand. Lots of really good spots in this match. And it immediately, in my opinion, made the New Japan Pro Wrestling Openweight title a very, very important title in the United States, a top U.S. title in my view. Lawler and King each were fighting as hard as they can to win, to prove that this title is, I don't want to say the word prestigious yet because it's not prestigious, but they were just fighting to make it seem like it's a title that they need to have, that it's an important title. And they did a tremendous job. Tremendous job. Lots of big spots in this match. I should say they started out with the mat wrestling. King eventually took control with some massive chest shots to Tom Lawlor. Brody King actually went for a corner cannonball, which he missed. Lawler began immediately to work on the legs of King, trying to take the legs out from the bigger King. On the outside, King going for a chop that he missed, and he hit the ring post. Lawler took advantage right away and started working on that hand. They battled outside for a bit as Lawler gained control. Brody made his comeback. He hits a corner cannonball. He hit an incredible superplex, and then a pile driver. And each time he went for a pin attempt, but Lawler kicked out both times, which was just terrific. And Lawler came back with some near falls. King hit a humongous lariat, just nearly took off Lawler's head. And I thought it was over, but Lawler kicked out at 2. Just fantastic stuff. Then finally, Lawler gets a rear naked choke on, but King kind of gets out of it. Lawler hits the PK kick and puts the chokehold back onto King. King struggles. It looks like he's going to get out of it. He's fighting as hard as he could, but when all was said and done, he couldn't get out of the choke, and Tom Lawlor defeated Brody King with the chokehold, real naked choke, and became, as I said, the new New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Champion. And he was given the trophy as well. Just a absolutely fantastic match. And then post match, after the match, Tom Lawlor is joined by Team Filthy, JR Kratos, and Chris Dickinson. He gets the belt and the trophy. He makes the challenge to anyone in the back. to come out and be his first challenger. Nobody comes out, and Tom Lawlor was like, I figured nobody has the guts to come out and challenge me. Chris Dickinson, actually, he gives Chris Dickinson the mic, and Chris Dickinson says he wants to be the first challenger. So Team Filthy member Chris Dickinson accepts the challenge to be the first challenger for Tom Lawlor. They don't know when the match is going to be. I'm sure it's coming up in the next few weeks, but Chris Dickinson will be the first challenger for Tom Lawlor for that New Japan Strong Openweight Championship, and that's going to be one hell of a match. That's going to be one hell of a match. And you think, and again, they need to make this title seem important. And with Chris Dickinson, a member of Team Filthy, deciding that the title is more important than being on Team Filthy is another way of them showing that this title is extremely, extremely important, that everybody wants to get their hands on this title, and friendships mean nothing. Alliances mean nothing when it comes to this title. So great work by New Japan Pro Wrestling. Great work by New Japan Pro Wrestling with this match, and with immediately making this title seem like, immediately making this title a top US title. Great job, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Absolutely love the main event. The opening match was actually the whole show was the 3 matches in total. They were all really good. The first match was Clark Connors, TJP against Team Filthy, Chris Dickinson and JR Kratos. This was just a great opener. Again, all 4 guys. Big fan of all 4 guys. They work so well together. JR Kratos is just an absolute beast in the ring. He hit this amazing wheelbarrow German suplex on Clark Connors that got the win for his team. It he just made it seem like so effortless. He just wheelbarrowed German suplex on Clark Connors, and as they got the win for the team. They all work so well together. There was some miscommunications on both sides, but other than that, it was just a fantastic match. Clark Connors, my opinion, he's going to be an absolute big star. I've said that before. TJP, everyone knows how great TJP is. Chris Dickinson, very talented, and Kratos, just tremendous. And this was just an amazing opening match. Amazing opening match. When you get all 4 these 4 great talents as you did in this first match, you're going to get a good match, and that's exactly what we got. Exactly what we got. I'd like to see Clark Connors. I was reading another review, and someone kind of picked up that maybe Clark Connors and TJP might be headed for a feud. And I don't know. I didn't quite see it unless I missed it. I didn't see anything in there that indicated that they might be headed for a feud, unless I just missed it. But if they do feud, I mean, that would be a great match. Clark Connors, a young lion of the LA Dojo. But great opening match. And match 2 was Rocky Romero against the debuting Wheeler Yuta, which big fan of Wheeler Yuta. I've seen him on Indies before. Great talents, and it's good to see. It's good to see New Japan Pro Wrestling bringing in. My throat. Sorry about that. Oh, my throat's been bugging me. But yeah, it's been great to see them bringing a new talent, and Wheeler Yuta really is a really good talent, and good to see him in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And this was a really good match. They started exchanging holds in the beginning, got some mat wrestling. We got some decent back and forth action. Wheeler Yuta was great on the match. He's applying submission holds. Rocky Romero started working on the arm, because he goes for the armbar. So he starts working on Yuta's arm. They trade forearm smashes eventually as the match progresses. As the match moves on, Wheeler Yuta gets on an Indian Deathlock, a variation of the Indian Deathlock on Romero, trying to get him to tap out unsuccessfully, and then he slaps on the STF on Romero as well, trying to get Romero tap outs, but he's unable to. And down the stretch, this was really good down the stretch. Lots of near falls, going back and forth. Yuta is doing really well. Rocky Romero eventually taps out Yuta by slapping on the armbar, and this was a really good match. Wheeler Yuta, You would think they're bringing him in for his first time. They would match him with a young lion and give him a big victory. But I think that I don't know if that would have been the best way. I mean, pairing him with Rocky Romero looked him, even though Rocky Romero won the match, Rocky Romero, seasoned veteran, made Yuta look really, really good in his debut. And it made me, as a fan, want to see more of Yuta in New Japan Pro Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong. Like I said, I've seen him on the indie scenes before. Very, very talented. He has a lot of potential to be a star, and it's good to see him in New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong. And I think Rocky Romero was the perfect opponent for him in his debut. And again, even though he lost, he looked great losing. He's very, very talented. And Rocky Romero made him look really, really good. And they worked so well together. And I think it was a great way to bring in Wheeler Yuta. And Kevin Kelly even said, I'm pretty sure we'll see more of Yuta down the road. I think he said that. Or I hope to see more of Yuta down the road. And I really think we will. I think Yuta is gonna become a regular New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, and hey, I'm all for that as well. It's good to see them, like I said, looking for new talent in the U.S. and bringing in new U.S. talent to display on New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, and it's a great show. Good stuff. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the final card, and I look forward to what the future holds for Tom Lawlor. I know his first challenge is going to be Chris Dickinson, and I don't suppose he's going to lose to Chris Dickinson right off the bat. I think he's going to hold the belt for a few matches, but there's a new time. I would love to see John Moxley actually come in. John Moxley and Tom Lawlor. John Moxley, the IWGP U.S. champion, taking on Tom Lawlor, the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Champion, would be very, very interesting. But they might want to keep them away from each other for a while, because if John Moxley does come in and meets and goes 1-on-1 with Tom Lawlor and defeats Tom Lawlor, it's gonna kind of diminish the openweight title, in my opinion. So maybe that would be a bad idea. So let's scratch that for now. Let's Tom Lawlor and whoever the champion may be build up the New Japan Pro Wrestling Openweight Championship, which again, in my opinion, is now a top title in the United States of America. On that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for listening to me today. I am Lewis Carlin. This is the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. And until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.